The topics covered are air exerts pressure, high-speed winds, air expands on heating, wind currents, thunderstorms and cyclones, destruction caused by cyclones, effective safety measures. Air exerts pressure. Moving air is called wind. Since air is a mixture of gases, wind is the flow of gases on a large scale. Winds are caused by heating difference between different parts of the world and the movement of the earth. Air pressure is the force exerted onto a surface by the weight of the air. A tin can is filled with water heated over a flame. As soon as the water comes to a boil, the lid is put and it is kept under running cold water. The shape of the can gets distorted. When cold water is poured over the can, some of the steam in the can condenses, reducing the amount of air inside the can. The air from outside compresses the can from outside. This causes distortion. This shows that air exerts pressure. The speed of air or winds. The speed of air or wind depends upon the difference between the pressures of the two regions. If the difference between the pressures increases, the speed of the air also increases. Air expands on heating. Air expands on heating and thus occupies more space and becomes lighter in weight. Warm air is lighter and less dense as compared to cold air. Convection in air. When the hot air in a region rises up, the pressure becomes low in that region. As a result, the colder air fills its place. This is how convection in air happens. Generation of wind currents due to uneven heating of the earth. There are two situations where winds on earth generate. Uneven heating between the equator and poles causes the north-south winds. We know that the earth is divided into circular lines called latitudes that specify the north-south position of a place on the globe. Also, the equator is latitude that is perpendicular to the axis of the Earth's rotation. The regions that are close to the equator receive maximum sunlight on the Earth. Hence the air in these regions is generally warm. The warm air, therefore, rises above and the cold air from the latitude around the equator moves in that place. Similarly, cold winds from north and south poles move towards the equator and the neighboring latitude, and the circulation of winds take place on the Earth. In the figure above, the direction of the wind is not exactly from north to south or from south to north. This diversion in the direction of winds occurs because of the Earth's rotation. Uneven heating of land and water causes monsoon winds on Earth which bring rainfall. During summer season, the land near the equator gets warmer and its temperature generally remains higher than the oceans. As a result, water above the land rises and the cold air from the oceans moves towards the land. These winds are called monsoon winds. Since these winds come from the ocean that carry water with them, the moisture in the clouds gets saturated after a point and pour down as showers, which we call as monsoons. Uneven heating at the equator and poles. The regions close to the equator receive maximum sunlight. The air in these regions is generally warm and rises above, and the cold air from the latitude moves in that place. The cold winds from the north and south poles move towards the equator and the neighboring latitude, due to which the circulation of winds take place on the Earth. Uneven heating of land and water. The land near the equator gets warmer during summers and its temperature generally remains higher than the oceans. Water above the land rises and the cold air from the oceans moves towards the land. These winds are called monsoon winds. Since these winds come from the ocean that carry moisture with them, the winds during the winters move from the land towards the oceans. The monsoon winds sometimes brings excessive rainfalls, and strong winds can lead to natural disasters such as thunderstorms and cyclones. Thunderstorms. climatic condition during which strong winds blow along with heavy rainfall, thunder and lightning. It mainly occurs in the hot and humid tropical regions which have higher temperatures causing strong winds. Thunderstorms develop in areas that are very hot and humid like India. In case of thunderstorm, hot air rises up and the water contained in the wind fall down as water vapor. Precautions during thunderstorm. Do not take shelter under big trees. Take shelter in a car or a bus. Do not use an umbrella. Do not lie on the ground. Cyclones. A cyclone is a large-scale air mass that rotates around a strong center of low atmospheric pressure. The center of the cyclone is a calm area called as the eye of the storm, as you can see in the picture below. Formation of cyclone. Water vapors are formed when water is heated. This heat is released to atmosphere when water vapors convert to water during rains. The heat released warms the air around and makes it to move up. This also results in decreased air pressure. Hence, cooler air from surrounding rushes to take the warm air's place. This repeats till a low-pressure system with surrounding high-speed winds is created. This is called a cyclone. Cyclone depends on wind speed, direction, temperature and humidity. Structure of a cyclone. Cyclone is a rotation of air in the atmosphere at a height of around 10 to 15 kilometers. The center of the cyclone is called the eye of the storm, is a clean area where there are no clouds but only light winds. This area ranges from 10 to 30 kilometers in diameter. The cloud region lies around this eye and has a diameter of around 150 kilometers. The cloud region has high-speed winds blowing at 150 to 250 kilometers per hour accompanied by heavy rainfall. The first indication of a cyclone can be observed when strong winds start flowing and pushing away the water from the shores. Other names for cyclone. In American continent, cyclone is called as hurricane. In Japan and the Philippines, cyclone is called as typhoon. Precautions during cyclone. One should not ignore the warnings given by the weather forecast team. One should move to a safe place along with the necessary belongings. One should avoid driving. Tornado is a weather condition during which a cloud having a dark funnel shape reaches the ground. Facts about tornado. Their diameters ranges from few meters to several kilometers. Winds blow at very high speed. They suck everything that comes near its base due to the low pressure and throw the things upward. They may be accompanied by a cyclone. Precautions during a tornado. Taking shelter in underground rooms with no windows. Hiding under the table if inside a room with windows. Bowing down on knees to protect the neck and head using arms.